All right, what's up, guys? So the news of yesterday is that Canelo Alvarez tested positive for clenbuterol, okay, which is a illegal substance that's found in a lot of the meat in Mexico. Okay, he lives out there. He's from Mexico, and was they saying that it was traces of it, and that he's gonna pretty much get covered from the WBC and the WBA. Okay, that's the news of today. They're giving him a pass because he's claiming that it was possibly from the meat, and that it's actually a common thing. Okay, and it's only trace amounts of it. All right. How do I feel about that? Well, what if it isn't from the meat, and what if he was injecting this stuff into his body? I mean, it's a fat burner. Um, it's good for building muscle and burning fat and performance enhancement. We know that Canelo always had an issue with endurance, and he had an issue with endurance against Gennady Golovkin, and maybe he needed a little boost. Who knows? It's all up for speculation. Maybe it was just some of the meat he was eating. We have no idea. When they found traces of it, how do you know for sure that he was taking this stuff, okay, and he was masking it with something else? I'm not no type of PED expert. Okay, I've heard plenty of things from different other experts, but is there a real way to know whether or not he was trying to cheat? No, there's really no way to know. All we know is that he popped on a drug test, and they say it was traces, but this is something that he actually need. This is something he actually needs for the rematch. This would actually help him and boost his performance, because as good as he was doing in that fight, and that first fight against Gennady Golovkin, he got tired. At the end of the day, he got tired, and it sucks. Because I wasn't planning on doing a video on this. I was gonna do more videos on this fight coming up to leading up to the fight. I told you in the breakdown that I did that I plan on doing several videos before the actual fight. And one of the topics of the videos I was gonna do was I was gonna discuss the influence on the judges, as far as Golden Boy, and because let's keep it real. When it comes to judges, they usually lean towards Canelo, even if he's losing the fight. Even if he wins fights that a lot of us think he lost, okay, the judges are always on his side. Okay, I mean, he is the megastar. He is one of boxing's megastars. So the judges are always going to be on his side at the end of the day. And now you have judges, and now you have a possibility that he's cheating with drugs. All right. So I mean, that really sucks. I mean, I hope Vada or WADA, and I hope they continue to do what they have to do and keep getting, continue getting drug tested. But at this point, you have to at least wonder, I mean, was this guy actually trying to cheat? Was he trying to give himself another advantage in this fight? Okay. And every fight that he's been in, we've always seen stamina issues. Okay. So, I think it kind of sucks, man. I really don't have much to say, because he's getting a pass for it. He's getting a pass, but there's no real way of knowing. And that's the problem that I have with these drug agencies and the WBC and the WBA, and they're not consistent. They want to pick and choose. Like the WBC just gave Ortiz a pass to fight Wilder, right? They sanctioned that fight. But the WBA completely removed Ortiz from their rankings to fight Anthony Joshua. So, what's up with these sanctioning bodies? I mean, if you fail a test, are you going to get suspended? Or you're only going to get suspended if you're not a megastar? You know, if you're Canelo Alvarez, you can fight whatever weight that they choose to fight. You could take whatever drugs they choose to take. You know, you can have whatever judges you want for the fight. You know, you see where I'm going with this video, all right? So, you know, that's that. As far as the judges are concerned, how much influence are they going to have in a rematch? Okay, a lot of people think that this is going to be a trilogy. You know, they think regardless of who wins or loses, you know, they think that there's going to be a third fight. And it's possible. I mean, I think the second fight could be just as close as it was in the first fight. You know, I think the major difference in this fight, the key difference is who's going to do better going to the body. Okay. I think Canelo is still going to have endurance issues. Okay. No matter what. That's the type of fighter he is. And he's fighting a pressure fighter. So what's up with the judges? You know, I think in the first fight, I think there was a judge that had it 118 or 110 or something crazy, you know. There's always that one judge that has it completely stretched out in the Canelo Alvarez fights. You know, going back in the history of Canelo's career, I thought the judges had it kind of wide for an Austin Trout fight. You know, I thought Austin Trout clearly won the second half of that fight, even though he got knocked down midway through the fight. I thought Trout completely dominated Canelo Alvarez in that second half of the fight. You know, Canelo was hanging in there, but he was tired. All right. Canelo got the win, and I was fine with that. But then, you know, he went on to fight Floyd Mayweather. And there was a judge in there that was suspended, but she saw it as a draw. You know, how do you see that fight as a draw? You know, if he has enough pull, if Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya has enough pull to even get a judge in a Floyd Mayweather fight, he's definitely going to have one against Erislandy Lara, Gennady Golovkin, Austin Trout, fights like that, which were close. Well, Lara, I didn't think it was as close as a lot of people made it seem that it was. You know, I thought Lara clearly won that fight. I thought it was Canelo. I thought it was competitive. I thought Canelo did a good job going to the body. He did a much better job against Lara than he did against Floyd. But I thought Lara still won that fight clearly. You know, I thought Lara won 8 rounds in that fight. Minimum. You know, I still thought Lara won the fight. So, you know, I mean, a lot of people question that fight. You know, and then you had the Golovkin, the first fight, you know, which I had it for Golovkin 7-5. A lot of people thought Canelo won. A lot of people thought that it was at least 8 or 9 rounds for Golovkin, you know. People came on here several times and said, how the hell did you think Golovkin only won 7 rounds? You know, there's a lot of people out there that think Golovkin clearly won the fight. All right, they didn't even think it was close. You know, it is what it is. All right, I thought Golovkin won. I didn't see how a judge saw it 118 and 110, but it is what it is. So going into this fight, I mean, you would just have to expect the same thing. You know, at the end of the day, I know these promoters, they're thinking longevity. Canelo is a star already. He's much younger. He's still in his 20s. Golovkin is in his mid-30s already. How long is he going to be around? You know, if he were to stop Canelo Alvarez, it's a good chance that he might just retire right there. You know, why continue fighting? You know, he's proved what he had to prove, you know, unless he wants to go on and be undisputed. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he became undisputed or he beats Canelo and just retired, you know. But Golovkin has to really beat Canelo Alvarez. And at that point of the fight, whether he's behind on points or not, the point of the fight where Canelo starts to slow down, Gennady Golovkin has to go for the kill. He has to have that killer instinct. And if Canelo's on the ropes, he must take over. You know, because you're fighting a guy that not only probably has the judges in his pocket, but he might possibly be on PEDs. He might. It's a 50-50 chance because no one really knows what's going on. We only know what's reported, you know? We know that this is a business, it's a dirty sport. You can't really trust these guys, you know? Oh, it's in the meat, you know, it happens all the time. Well, that's a great excuse. You know, it's only traces. Well, why is it traces? Was it more than that? Traces at some point, you know, before he got tested? We don't know what these guys are really doing behind the scenes. We don't know. It's all up for speculation, all right? But it looks like here, going into this fight, Canelo has a huge advantage with the judges, with possibly using PEDs, okay? The youth, all right? Fighting him before, being in the ring with him before, feeling his power, going into the rematch, knowing how hard he hits, and was never completely hurt in the first fight. So this is why a lot of people think Canelo's going to win the rematch automatically. I see a lot more people saying that Canelo, even the people that thought Canelo lost the first fight, are saying that he's going to win the second fight. You know, like I told you in my first video, I'm banking on Canelo slowing down. Okay, Golovkin felt his power. Golovkin got hit by big shots from Canelo and didn't seem phased at all. So I'm not expecting Golovkin to get knocked out in this fight. Okay, I expect Golovkin to go more to the body this time around. There were plenty of opportunities there, and I expect Golovkin to take advantage of when this guy slows down better than he did in the first fight. Golovkin had a slower start. I expect Golovkin to pick it up early and in the middle rounds. Okay. I'm still going for Golovkin. I still think Golovkin is going to win this one. I still think he's going to win this one. I think it's going to be close again, but I'm going to go with who I think is going to win. I think he won the first fight, and I think he's going to win the rematch. Okay, I think with some adjustments, I think he can win the rematch. Of course, Canelo could make those adjustments as well, but I'm going to go with the guy that I think is going to win. Is there a great chance he might get robbed on the judges' scorecards? Of course. Of course. Of course. But I'm not going to predict the fight solely based on what I think the judges are going to do. All right? Because there's a chance where Golovkin can dominate this guy to a point where he did even better in a rematch. It goes to a decision, and they might actually give it to Golovkin, but make it a majority decision to not make it look so bad on Canelo's record. Okay, if it looks like it's a majority decision or a split decision, like what happened with Floyd Mayweather, people are going to go back in history and look at that record and see the majority decision or a split decision, you know, and look at it. It was a close fight, when in reality it wasn't. All right, so I do think that the judges are going to have an influence on this fight. You know. I know when I watched the fight before they read the cards, I assumed that they were going to make it a draw. All right. I called a draw after watching the fight before it went to the judges. I called that. I thought Golovkin won, but I thought it was too close for them to give it to him, you know. And the same thing with Lara. I thought Lara won, but I knew it wasn't going to be enough. Especially Lara, because Lara is not even on the level of Golovkin as far as star power. You know what I'm saying? So I knew they were going to get him. You know, I just didn't think they were going to get him that bad. But anyway, I thought they was going to make it a draw. I didn't think they were going to just completely give in to Canelo. But that's just my opinion, all right? Anyway, that's enough on that. Be on the lookout. I got more videos to do. So be on the lookout for some more videos and make sure you guys hit subscribe.